Hey guys, welcome to today's video. This is going to be my massage bar recipe and I am excited to share this with you. It was highly requested. So first let me go over what we're going to be making in case you're not familiar with what a massage bar is. So I just have mine stored in this little chocolate tin and I think this would actually be a really cute idea if you were making these for like gifts to give away or something, to have them in cute little chocolate tins. So here we go. I have all of mine stored just like this. And I like to make a different variety here, and what a massage bar is, or also called a lotion bar, it's basically like it's a mixture of wax, butters, and oils, and you just use it kind of like you would lotion or like body butter, and you can just rub it on your skin and it melts with your skin's heat. It melts on contact with your skin. So here we go. We're going to be making this today and it's super easy. So I'm going to go ahead and set these down and just first, before I show you each of the steps that I go through to make these, I want to show you kind of some of the tools that you'll be needing and some of the ingredients we're going to be using so you know what to expect. So first off, you're going to need like a little glass dish like this to be able to heat your wax in. So this is just a regular Pyrex little glass like heat safe dish. So we're going to be using that, and then you'll need something to measure out your ingredients with. So if you have like a digital scale or a kitchen scale, you can use that. If you don't worry about it. Sometimes I use this, just to measure my beeswax. Otherwise, you can just do it by measuring volume. So we have just a tablespoon measuring spoon, and then we have the half tablespoon. So those are the only two I'm going to be using. And then of course you're going to need your molds. So these are silicone molds. I've got a few different ones. I've got some more out in the kitchen, but just to give you an idea, I ordered these on Etsy. There's all kinds of really cute shapes, designs. There's flowers, and I mean everything you can imagine. But I just really thought the hearts were cute, and I like hearts. So I ordered those on Etsy. And then for the ingredients you're going to be needing. Now you can change this recipe around to fit your own personal taste, whatever you like. So I'll show you the main idea behind making massage bars, like what you'll be needing for ingredients. Number one, you'll need a wax. So there's like, there's different types of wax, but I like to use beeswax. So this is just beeswax that I've broken up into chips and tossed into the bag there. And they also have them where you can order them just like in little pellets, which are probably easier to work with. But I just got that because I bought a big slab of it here on Maui. So wax is the first type of ingredient you'll be needing. The second type is going to be a butter. So these are my two favorites, cocoa butter and shea butter. I'm going to be using both of these in my recipe today. And then the third type of ingredient you'll be needing is an oil. And this is going to be some type of oil that is liquid at room temperature. So I like to use coconut oil, and depending on where you're at, coconut oil may be firm at room temperature. Out here it's always liquid because it's hot here. But it's up to you. You can melt down your coconut oil and it'll be perfect. Otherwise, you can use, sweet almond oil, really any type of oil that you want. So these are the two oils that I picked for my combination. This is coconut oil that's been infused with vanilla. It makes the massage bars smell like out of this world, just delicious. So that's my personal favorite. And then I like to add kukui nut oil because it's really good and nourishing for the skin. So the wax, the butters, and the oils are what's going to form the base of your massage bar. And then don't forget, you can always kind of spice up your massage bar, make it really cute with some other ingredients that are totally just extra. You don't have to have them, but I think it's kind of fun to sort of give them a different kind of unique look. So my favorite is the cacao nibs. I also like the coconut. Rosebuds, rose petals make them really pretty too. So those are just a few extra ideas that you don't have to do, but it kind of makes it a little fun. So for example, there we go, there's the cacao nibs, coconut, and the rosebuds and dried rose petals I just get in a bag like this. So those are from Vitacost. So okay, let's go ahead and get started with making our massage bars. The first thing you'll need to do is get your piece of beeswax ready. So I've got one little chunk of beeswax here, and all you need to do is just measure it out. And if you're just making one bar, which is what we're going to do today, you only need a little bit. So however you want to measure out your beeswax, it can be a little bit tricky. If you have a scale, like a little digital scale like this, that's great. It's approximately 15 grams is what you want, or if you don't have a scale, that's totally okay. All you need is you can either grate it, or sometimes beeswax comes in pellets already, and you can just measure out 1.5 tablespoons. And that's all you got to do. So this is already measured out. I'm just going to take my little Pyrex measuring cup here, drop in my beeswax, and we're going to melt this in the microwave for about 2.5 to 3 minutes. We just want it to get hot enough just to melt. Looks like our beeswax is melted perfectly. Make sure that you have a little pot holder to get this out because the glass will be hot. Now we're ready to add our cocoa butter. Now cocoa butter is usually fairly hard, so I'm just going to pop this in the microwave for about 20 to 25 seconds and just soften it up a little so I can scoop it out easier. Okay, cocoa butter is a little bit softer and easier to work with, so I'm going to take 1 tablespoon of cocoa butter and add it to our beeswax. I'm going to add a second butter. This is shea butter, and this is whipped. If you don't have whipped, that's okay. If you have like the regular, the hard, raw, refined butter, that's okay too. You just might need to microwave it for a few seconds to kind of soften it up so it's easier to work with. But since this is already whipped, I can just dip right in there, and I'm going to take 1/2 tablespoon. And add that to your beeswax and cocoa butter. For our oils, I'm going to use coconut oil that's been infused with vanilla, so that's going to give us a really delicious scent. And I'm going to be using kukui nut oil, which is really good for your skin. So for the coconut oil, I'm going to be using 1 tablespoon. Add that to your mixture. And then for the kukui nut oil, I'm just going to use 1/2 tablespoon. And then you just want to stir that up and make sure everything is melted and blended really well together. So our mixture is ready, and we can do the pour right now if we want, but I want to do one extra step that I kind of like to throw into these massage bars just to make them a little fun. So the final step that I like to do is add something to kind of, I don't know, sort of spice up the massage bar and just make it, you know, give that extra something. So I'm going to use cacao nibs, and this is one that I've used several times before. You could use coconut, you could use rose petals, whatever you like. So I'm just going to take these out. So basically it's little pieces of chocolate. And I'm just going to go ahead and put it in this one. And I'm just dropping it into the bottom of the mold, just around the edges. Alright, so I've got my cacao nibs in there just like that, just enough to kind of coat the outside edge of the bottom. And we are ready to do our pour. So there is the beginning of our massage bar starting to form. It's starting to cool down there. So I'm just going to let that continue cooling, and we will check it in a little bit. And while that one's cooling, I figured I'd just show you this one that I made earlier today. This is another silicone mold, but it's just a little bit different. This makes kind of like a little baby bar here. Look at that. How cute is that? So again, I used the cacao nibs around that part, and then I used coconut flakes on that side. So you can see now how it's solidified on the top and on the sides. So I'm just going to let this finish cooling here, and then once I feel that it's completely cool to the touch, I'm going to pop it in the fridge and let it cool even further and make sure it's completely solidified all the way through. So I leave it in the fridge probably for a couple of hours, and then it should start to pull away from the sides, and so you can see that it'll be ready to pop out of the mold. And then I let it sit overnight before using. So that was my favorite massage bar recipe. That's my special white chocolate massage bar recipe. I hope you guys enjoyed, and again, feel free to change up the recipe however you want. If you want your bar to be a little bit softer, just add a little bit more oil. If you want it to be a little firmer, add a little more wax. So you can totally adjust it to your own personal preference. And don't forget, you can also change up the little extra ingredients at the end there. Maybe you want like a sparkle bar or something, and you can add a little bit of glitter to it. So it's totally up to you. Just have fun with it, and give me a thumbs up if you want to see more videos like this, like more do-it-yourself body care videos. Yeah, I have a blast doing these and sharing my recipes with you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.